I'm live. Hello, my loves. Okay, today I'm talking about, are people really doing the best that they can? So, one of the principles of success, one of the beliefs I teach is that everyone is doing the best that they can from their level of awareness. And I remember the first time I heard this concept, I was in an HR professional development meeting in my corporate gig, and the presenter is saying this, and I remember thinking, that's bullshit. Right? That's bullshit. People are not doing the best that they can. People can do better. My employees can do better. My friends and family can do better. I do better. So, and that was that. And I can't remember. I might have actually said that in the meeting and started a whole discussion. So, and I don't remember the outcome, but I have a vague recollection of being like, yeah, that's bullshit. So, and then fast forward, that was before my awakening, by the way. And so, fast forward to after my awakening, and I'm on retreat. I'm at Deepak Chopra's feet, right? Like, so he's on stage, and I'm in the front row, and he says the same thing. He says, everyone is doing the best that they can. And he added, from their level of awareness, from their level of consciousness. And I had an aha and a shift. And from that perspective, I was able to adopt that belief that everyone is doing the best that they can from their level of awareness, because they are. And so, and this is, one of the beliefs, one of the principles of success that I teach is that everyone has the resources. Everyone is doing the best they can with the resources that they have available to them. That's the NLP version. I like from their level of awareness or consciousness. And, this came up with a client of mine recently who was in a situation with family members that he's been estranged with. And now there was, an event, a health event in the family, and these family members needed to come together, and there was friction. And, based on that, on his side of the story, the family member in question is challenging, to say the least, and may even have some, mental challenges. So, and I was able to teach this concept to him, and he was able to embrace it, bring it forth to the situation, and it resulted in harmony, right? It resulted in harmony and forgiveness in the situation. So I want you to consider where you can adopt this belief in your life, right? So, my client was telling me, the story. I suggested, right? Nobody shows up to a situation and says, I'm going to be a jackass in this situation. I'm going to be a jerk in the situation. I'm going to give such and such a hard time. Okay, maybe they do. I have heard people say that. And let's assume for the most part that that's not true, right? That most people, and even if they are doing that, even if that is true, they're still operating at their level of awareness. And when you know better, you do better, right? So, and if you're watching this video, if you're in my container, you're working with me, you know better, right? And you can do better. You're meditating, you're doing release work, you're working on yourself, you're facing your demons. So you do know better, and you can do better, and you can adopt this belief. And the crux of this belief, the gold lining, not silver, the gold lining in this belief is that when you can shift into this belief, you can come to people, situations with love and compassion in your heart. That doesn't mean that you accept or tolerate bad behavior, right? So in my client situation, right, the other person, the relative in question was actually exhibiting negative, unacceptable behavior. But his adopting this belief was able to shift the situation into one of harmony, which was really required in order to take care of and bless the family member that was in need. And I would argue, right? So I've had this, I adopt this belief and I've had to adopt it and implement it with people in my life. And it allows me to interact with people from a place of love and compassion. Adopting the belief that everyone is doing the best that they can from their level of awareness or consciousness allows you to tap into your compassion, into your heart, into the love in your heart, and respond to the situation with love and compassion. And you've got to have space for that. Okay. So this is where meditation and release work comes in. Meditation is going to expand your awareness and give you the space between the stimulus, right? That other person's behavior and your response. Right? It's going to give you that space to maybe have a breath, maybe think to yourself, they're doing the best that they can from their level of awareness. And then you can meet them where they are. This belief allows you to meet the other person, to meet other peoples and situations where they are in their journey at their level of awareness. And as I started to say, it doesn't mean that we tolerate bad behavior, right? We still establish boundaries and enforce our boundaries, but it doesn't mean that that person, or for example, as I mentioned, like my client and his family member are estranged. Doesn't mean that they're going to be buddy-buddy, BFFs now. No, it means that they can interact with each other as necessary with calm, compassion, and joint focus, right? Because in this situation, they both wanted the same thing, which was the well-being of their loved one. So everyone's doing the best that they can from their level of consciousness or awareness. Meditation and release work, you really need to be doing one or both, right? So definitely meditation, and then release work puts the effects of meditation on steroids, I like to say. And I'm going to put my meditation starter kit in the link for that in this post somewhere, depending on where you're watching it. So you can start meditating or amp up your meditation practice today, now, for free, right? Because again, this bears repeating, meditation is going to give you the expansion. It's going to give you the expansion, the awareness, the space to respond instead of react to a trigger. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, my loves. I hope this serves you. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And until then, I will see you in the gap. Love you.